Turn my headphones up. Louder.
Ooh, yeah, we got episode 34. If you can't tell, we got enough room there. If you can't tell, I got my older brother, Taj, in the building. Hey, yo. I got my little brother, Bhadshah, in the building. Episode 31. Episode 31, Daily Dose. We're just going to be a little, what? 34. Look at that. I already lost my train of thought. Today's going to be a little different. We've had these guys on before, but today's episode is going to be more about this guy's transformation. He went from skinny, eeny, meeny, leany, weenie, could not deadlift me, could not squat me, but now he's getting there, changed up his diet, and look at him now. And then the father of two, his diet, and I think all fathers should be listening to what he's doing because he's had some instances where kidney stones have occurred due to the diet he's been on and just the evolution of his body, his time, his workouts. So he's the dad talk. He's his own talk, and we're also going to get involved in KHANGO Supps. We got our sponsors, and you guys kind of know now. So let's go ahead and introduce this sponsor for us, unofficial sponsor.
This is Benjamin Blue, one of the greatest waters, if not the greatest you will find. They are working on the glass bottle now. They were just at EDC in Las Vegas handing out the water, and they ranked #1 at EDC in purchases of water. So this is my guy, JT, at Boss Cat Kitchen. Great. And
this
is all I drink at the house.
That's your water.
This is all I order. You can now get it on Amazon, and you can buy directly from them, and they will also pick up at the restaurant or deliver to your house. So Benjamin Blue.
Crack that open. What's it taste like in this afternoon on the 10-mile run you had this morning, 6-mile?
That tastes like Arkansas water.
That's high-quality H2O. And our other sponsor, KHANGO Supps, Bhadshah. Lay the land, man.
KHANGO Supps.
Go ahead and grab that thing.
Yeah, we're going to grab it. Okay.
Don't worry about the mic. Move it, rock it, move it.
Fantastic. Yeah, this is KHANGO Supps. We are KHANGO Gym. We'll get into that here in a bit because I think that's the whole basis of this podcast. But go ahead and lead it off where you're going to start.
Third sponsor, Regal Pools. If you're needing any pool assistance, the best pool we're at in the business. Alan, we're going to get to you. We love you, brother. Alan Fallick. What's the pool? Go ahead, Bhadshah?
Shout out Pool Shore, man. For any of your chemical needs in the southern region of the United States, Alan Fallick at Pool Shore. You're not a sponsor, but I want you to feel loved. There
you go, Alan. Regal Pools. We got you, dog. Gary Owen, got to holler at Regal Pools. I think you're starting a backyard for the summer. And then lastly, Sebastian Plumbing. For all your plumbing needs. You know what, my producer? Go ahead and read that off to me since I don't have any official cards.
This guy's got more sponsors than goddamn NASCAR car.
Sponsored by Ricky Bobby. This is Jackhawk 5000. That's you, big red gum. If not, fuck you. Don't fuck the camera up now. You're going to read it, but they should be able to hear it. Or you want me to read it? Oh, you guys see? Look at Aaron. He got his own microphone back there.
We got plenty of mics.
Yeah, give me that
stuff.
Sebastian Plumbing plug.
Plumbing problems never come at a good time, but when it happens, call Sebastian's. Whether it's a clogged drain, bust pipe, or a water heater failure, Sebastian's Plumbing is ready to tackle the job with fast professional service. He's got his website, sebastiansplumbing.com, or call him 346-556-6709. We'll put that on the video.
He does a bang-up job. Either shit or get off the pot, people.
How do you feel about Sebastian and his plumbing tools and his...
Sebastian's the man.
All right, Sebastian, you're the man. Those are sponsors. Bhadshah's no tequila shot. Stott said he would. This is, by the way, this is Nando. Nando gave this to us. You can go and read that. What is that?
It looks like some cheap-ass Nando shit, man. It's not even glass, man.
That's not glass?
No, it's glass. Campo Azul.
You can pull your shot. I'll
You
pull
must
mine.
have got
We'll go
this at
amino
the
shot.
gas
We'll go
station.
amino shot.
Okay, he's gonna do. You want an amino shot?
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, anytime you can just move that if you need to.
Okay.
It's movable. You guys need to move. It's movable. Yeah, go pour that. Yeah. Shout out to our sponsors, and also can't forget the unofficial. We're still working on it, man. Dub segments. We have a lot of those. Dwight Manfredi in the front. Can you see him? Nope. Cool. Episode, whatever it was, I got my brothers with me. My team's stronger than yours because we're a family and we're brothers. Amino shot, daily dose. Let's get into it.
These are actually the real uncles. I don't want anybody to say fucking uncle anymore.
Thanks.
I'm only one uncle to one uncle. Okay, Bhadshah, you good?
We're good.
Oh yeah, the Benjamin Blue's nice. Let's go ahead and start out with Sartaj, some people know, I think when you were starting to have a kid, everyone said you were going to lose your body. And Sly, no more lick, man. You got to leave it. Shoot. You're going to lose your body. You won't have the time. And you're going to get out of shape. And you're going to eventually have a queso belly and some love handles. Obviously, that didn't happen. Kano, his first child, he actually got in the best shape of his life, from my opinion. I've been around Taj and fitness for, since he started the journey and through high school and stuff. And even when we thought we were in shape, like we look back at pictures, we thought we were in shape, and you look at him now, you're like, damn, we really weren't that great of shape. So let's talk about how, being a dad, now dad of two, the diet you used to be on, some things that you've learned and put your own twist on, and especially and Bhadshah, you can chime in on this too, especially in the world of, everyone's trying to go natural and grass-fed and all this, but there's still companies out there that promote shitty products that they're saying things are healthy and promoting shitty diets, and they think that's the way to do it. So I think more education on the diet culture and everything that's going on, especially with your experience.
Okay, I think what sparked my drive to be, I was fit, but more fit would be when Jen was pregnant. And I remember it was Alice Adair was the first one, and she said we were training her, and she was the first one. And I thought she was joking, but she was dead serious. She goes, "Just wait, you're gonna." I don't even remember what they call it, but basically, when your wife is pregnant, she's eating everything, she's gaining weight, and you have the sympathy gains because you're eating everything with her. And I basically told her that it wasn't going to happen to me, and that was the first. And then I kept hearing it, and then fucking Alan Fallick was one of those guys. And to this day, he says, "Well, just wait. Wait till you have 4, or wait till 4 years from now. Wait from 3 years from now." Well, we're still ticking, Fallick, and we're not there. But yeah, to me, it was basically like a scenario where I truly felt like it was time to prove people wrong, which I'm not a big prove people wrong guy.
I am, and you know who you are, yeah.
But that was an area where, okay, I needed to take it to the next level, and that's when I really dedicated to routine and discipline. And during this time, I was going through stress as well, because I was about to have the first kid in the family, and also running the business and all these things. And we were on that Sornex trip, and I had like gut issues, and we took a trip before the baby was born to Vegas, and Vegas is my favorite city. I went to school there, and during this trip, I had no appetite. My stomach was hurting in the best restaurants in the city, in the world, and I couldn't enjoy myself, and I was in pain and discomfort from that Sornex trip to there, and then coming back, and then finally I got with Nam Tu. We did some acupuncture. She could sense like the Chinese Western medicine, and said like, you're having gut issues, you're having stress. She sensed all that. So Halima helped me, because she's like the diet nightmare woman, experiencing a lot of bad things, and she said I needed to go low FODMAP. So I had to I downloaded this app for low FODMAP, which is basically like high and low toxicity foods, and this app would just give you a red or green or in between. And I kept my diet simple for about a week straight, and everything I ate was green on the FODMAP. And that's when I started learning about the vegetables and all this stuff that had these high toxicity rates and causing gut issues. And I had been on the previous diet of anabolic fasting, which was great, because that got me through my coaching era, and it was something easy to pass along to our clients. And but I found a lot of errors in that diet was, like the amount of vegetables they're pushing on you, and the amount of not high quality products, and more of just get this, this, and this, get this, this, and this, no matter what. And the number one factor was the amount of oxalate foods that I was eating were which is, I know you talked about with Diane and stuff, was like things like leafy grains. My diet consisted of a lot of spinach, a lot of nuts, and peanut butter. And those are like some of the top 3 foods for oxalates. And I encountered kidney stones, and they equate kidney stones to, bearing, having a kid for a pregnant woman. And I ain't gonna lie, I was in some pain, and it felt like there was a knife stabbing you in your back for 2 days straight. So finally that went, and then, tie everything together. I learned more about toxicity in foods and what was causing my issues and why I was a little more bloated all the time. And that's when I came upon my boy Paul Salandino, he's very overboard, people. So like I say that, and I don't want you to think go follow what he does, because I took all these diets and all these things that I wanted to relate and make adaptable to my lifestyle. So I love the principles of anabolic fasting where you could cheat on the weekends. And I liked fasting till lunch because it worked with my schedule. So I took that, but I said, let me get better food in me. So I learned about the grass-fed diet and how important it is to have high-quality foods. And I learned about the importance of eliminating seed oils in your diet, like soybean oil and canola. And then I think back to things like I'd eat Chipotle and I'd get sick, or I eat these items and I'd be like torn up. And if you go buy nuts, they're not just nuts. Like they throw in all the oil and all the bullshit in there, and that's when I would get upset stomachs or bloating. And basically I crafted my own diet, and it's a mix of the FODMAP, the mix of fasting, the mix of being a dad and wanting to enjoy a burger and fries with your kids on the weekend. All that was important to me, and I've kind of just created and toolaged my own diet. And thanks to Patrick Daniel, and I thought he was being a jackass at the time, but he's like, dude, you need to call this thing Taj-abolic. And I kind of ran with it, and I like it. And tons of support, tons of clients use it, ask questions. I try to post as much as I can of the meals, but I also want to actually enjoy the meal. So it's not super consistent, but I try to. And then I'm always there to teach people and help people. And I'm never the person saying I'm a medical expert. I'm never one to say this is what you need to do. This is just what has worked for me. And it's high quality foods, whole foods, a whole list of items, a mix of FODMAP. And then one thing that Diane said, which I thought was very important, was doing the cheat meals, which is why I have it, because you can't just eliminate these seed oils and you can't eliminate everything, because if you accidentally have it, or if you're at a wedding or an event and you need to eat something, your body has to be ready for that. And that's kind of where I learned from my allergy shots, because I got here, I got really bad allergies, and I saw a sinus doctor, and I was allergic to a million things. But how do you heal your allergies is they give you the allergens. So I had an extreme cat, grass, tree allergy, and to this day I take 1 shot a week, and they inject grass and all that in me. And I was like, okay, that correlates to seed oils and junk food. Is like, you can't just eliminate a burger and fries and pizza completely. Like, you got to put that in your system. And that's why I have cookies on the weekend, or that's why I'll eat. But I do a better job of picking and choosing my battles and not just investing fully into that. So that's real quick.
You're fine. You're fine. So with stuff like that, he mentioned the Chipotle and other things. We would take, at the time, I would think it was protein bars. Like, I thought protein bars were healthy. But if you, Aaron, we don't have any protein bars. Because our diet was the same way. Like, I thought certain nuts I was eating, grabbing a protein bar if I wanted to get at the gas station. This was prior to the fasting stuff. And what were those cookie bars I used to eat?
We used to have the Lenny and Larry's.
Lenny and Larry's all the time. And I was like, man, I love these things. But man, what a gut bomb I would always have. And I'm thinking I'm having something healthy because I'm getting protein in me. And then it's just torch. So then I started even doing it as my spike at night. There I was thinking I was doing it every morning. Stomach is wrecked. So what I'm trying to get across to everybody is, people that say they're eating something healthy or that their diet is healthy, I've because of these guys, I've been able to know more that, dude, that's not healthy. So if you're having a protein bar and you're thinking that's your healthy snack or whatever afternoon pick me up, take a look at the protein bar. But so what are some things in there in the protein bars that people, when what they should look for when they're going into a gas station and they're going into a store and they thinking protein bars is the best option for them? What are the things you do not want to see?
Well, the thing with the protein bars and in general is like, I think a lot of fitness and health and diet got too consumed with the macronutrients, so protein, carbs, and fat. So people look at that and be like, oh, it's high protein, has low carbs. And I think we're starting to take the turn on like micronutrients and the ingredients to actually make these things. So example, the protein bars, they're going to have all sorts of junk and chemical names and colors and additives.
Hydrogenated oils.
Yeah, hydrogenated oil, sugar alcohols. You're not going to see maybe show up on the label as far as nutrients go until you look to the fine print, and the list just goes on and on and on. It's hard to make a protein bar without all those ingredients because people want a protein bar to taste good, but then you just keep on looking. You have your oils and colors and additives and dyes and chemicals.
Cookie pieces.
Yeah, even putting in regular cookie pieces. It's just, I don't know if there really is a good protein bar out there. If there is, someone prove us wrong, but the list just goes on. Even with protein powders too, it's hard to find a good protein powder because they have gums in there, and you may think it's healthy, but when you break it down to the small micronutrients, those things may not initially hit you, but they add up. You keep on having it over and over in time, they end up issues with, like Taj had.
Yeah, I was just about to get into the protein powders too. So like, what would be your advice for people, and you too, Taj, for like people that, if they're going into a gas station or they need that quick fix, what's your best bet of getting something? I know a gas station is not the best option. Mm-hmm. And if they're looking for a snack, a healthier snack, what would be an alternative to that? And then lastly, the protein powders. We need to debunk these greatness of protein powders and why you may or may not need them and the bullshit that is in them to get more in depth.
Yeah, I mean, the gas station, like, you just find a good beef jerky, and then Taj probably knows more about, like, the beef jerkies that are pretty clean and whatnot. And then even, like, on a road trip, there is some fast food restaurants that don't use oils on their grill, and you can just get a beef patty. I don't know what, maybe, I think Wendy's does. I know it sounds unhealthy, but if you're in a rut, a lot of these fast food restaurants... Hold on.
This is where I'm going to come in real quick. I'm looking for another sponsor. Talking about the patties. I got you real quick. Correct me if I'm wrong, Taj. Isn't McDonald's quarter pounder?
Yeah, McDonald's quarter pounder is 100% beef. And then when we went to Waco to make the energy drinks, you got to witness it. How strict I was we went to McDonald's. I ordered 2 double quarter pounders, and I ditched the buns. And you actually did it with me. And we just had the protein. Wendy's is 100% beef on the singles.
Okay, Wendy's.
But we're not saying go do that.
Yeah, don't do that every day.
But he's
like
asking,
if you're in a rut and you're on a road trip and you have nothing else to go to, like, that's an option.
Or if you're stuck at the airport, and the airport is trouble. And that's when I either pack my own or I get like Chomps jerky sticks. I have 2 of those. And then you look for fresh fruit. And then that's about it. I'm good with that. I just have jerky and fruit and then water and keep it simple.
Yeah. Well,
you could even do like stick cheese. You know, I think there's this myth about dairy being the devil. I've really learned that dairy and milk are not that bad if you're getting the right sources or raw or like the correct brand. So yeah. And with protein powders, you know, the reason we haven't developed a protein powder is, 1, to make it taste good, you need a million things. And then 2 is just like, it's an expensive product to make, and we're not ready to make that step yet, and we're going to take our time with these. And if we do have our own protein, like, we want that shit to taste good, because I've had plenty of clean protein powders that taste like shit, like the fucking Pro Mix brand that everybody preaches about. I tried it and I hated it. So protein powders is like, I need something that tastes good, and I'll take stuff that has junk, but I'll sacrifice like a little amount of junk to taste good. But I got to be careful with like how select you get with the flavors. Like when you get into like collab flavors or like Swedish fish or cinnamon roll flavors where they're collabed, or where they add cookie pieces and add these pieces, that's when it gets bad. But yeah, and that's where I think if you're just eating enough steak and burgers and chicken and doing the right quality foods, then you won't need it.
Yeah, I know I interrupt you on your end, but yeah, McDonald's. Hey, man, you guys are doing good things over there. We got to fix the chicken nuggets and get back to some tallow. We're here looking for sponsors. Wendy's, we're here too, man. Shout out to the singles. I'm still eating McDonald's, but you know we've been a homegrown Sheridan, Wyoming McDonald's fam. We're trying to bring it back, sticking up for you. So hey, we're out here supporting you, Bhadshah. What we're back to?
Yeah, like Taj says, keeping it simple, like protein and produce. Like I think a lot of diet trends now, and I think people are becoming more health conscious, but they try to overcomplicate it, and there's no one size fits all model. Like Taj's diet's great and it works for a lot of people, but if you, like he said, he tweaked until he figured out his own body. So I think people need to just be less stagnant to a level, educated, but also understand their body as well too. Like my whole process is like I had to go the reverse way. I had to go ingest a lot of calories. And the reason that was because my metabolism is so fast and my cells thought I was pretty much starving. So I had to go figure out.
How long were you on the diet that you were on initially? So give people more of, because a lot of people see you and they're like, damn, what the fuck happened to Bhadshah? And I'm the same way. Like, I actually love the way you look now and how you perform. And I think it's actually helped your confidence and your life in general. What were you doing before? What was your size?
Yeah.
And what ultimately led you to become what you are now? To show you the two aspects of different people.
So same diet, the anabolic fasting, which had the fasting window, and then that was just meat, vegetables, and a healthy fat. There really wasn't too many carbohydrates involved. I mean, it worked great. Like Taj said, it was simple and easy, especially in college, to stick to and consistent.
It's not a shitty diet. It's also if you're 300 pounds or you need a shift, like that's an easy thing to go to.
Yep.
But it has its flaws.
Yeah, and that goes back to there's no one size fits all model. So I did good in college with that, and then when I moved to Houston, I think about a year and a half, 2 years into being here, you know, we work crazy hours. We're training 12 hours a day. We're up super early. Like, we're going to have a natural level of fatigue. But I was hitting a point where I was like, I can't move. I'll get to the gym. I'll sit on the foam roller for 20 minutes, and I physically couldn't move my body. And then I finally brought it up with Diane, who was on last week, and she specialized in that kind of stuff. And we got some blood work done, and it just showed my body was starving. I had a very low insulin and a hormone called leptin. And that signals that your body pretty much is eating itself and it's starving. So I had to go the reverse way to figure out, okay, how am I going to feed my body to perform? That was the key. It's like I had to perform not only in training and in the gym, but on my feet 12 hours a day training clients, have constant energy. And that wasn't going to get done with 1,500, 1,200 calories with no carbohydrates. So adding in, no longer fasting, going back to a smoothie post-workout, but with real milk and fruits, and then high protein, and a lot of what Taj was doing was happening at the same time. So I was getting educated on the macronutrients and having more calories ingested, but as well as the small things too. So pretty much I eat rice, beef, sweet potatoes, and then all sorts of forms of dairy. So I kind of, again, took a lot of what he has, but I had a different issue with my body where I need the calories to function, and I made it my own.
So a couple things. What were you weighing when you were on the anabolic fasting?
Yeah.
And then what are you weighing now?
So anabolic fasting, I probably hovered around 175, and now it was shredded, had a six-pack like crazy, and now I'm still putting on size, so that's what I want to do. That's my process. At my heaviest, I was 220, still had some abs, and now I'm like 205, 210. And I feel great every day. I have less crashes, less low days where I'm exhausted. And it's been pretty simple to stick to as well.
So what is a typical, so for the people that are listening, what does a typical day look like for you? Mm-hmm. I guess before we get to the day, what is your blueprint so they can easily get? I know you said some rice and stuff, and then show them their day. And then after that, Taj, same thing for you, for the Taj-abolic. Give them the blueprint of what they have. And when Aaron will put the old picture right here, Taj-abolic, and then Bhadshah. You're going to have to come up with an AI. Man, shout out to Bhadshah too. That's an ultimate dub. So we're going to give a Bhadshah a dub. Shout out. This guy's been kicking ass, taking names in the AI world. He has literally made me proud and the gym proud and supplements. It's helped us tremendously. So
Yeah.
Good job, dog.
Thank you, man.
It
Anyways,
should be Kurbani with AI flip
Oh, there you go.
reverse.
There you go.
Kurbani
there you go, dude.
is AI.
And your middle name is Qurban, Bhadshah, Qurbani, Khan, Qurban, Khan.
Kurbani dropped the N.
Yeah, that's a conversation for another time. That's a whole deep dive. But yeah, I've been working hard on that, and I couldn't because I didn't have enough calories. I was deficient. My brain was
Subprimal!
very subprimal. But going back to the blueprint, essentially, I get up in the morning around 3:30, and then, I'd like to have something before I train to eat, but I just can't. It's just the time. It's too time consuming. But I'll train. I'll have a smoothie prep from the night before, post workout. That way, when all my sugars have been used and all my hormones are dropping, I can just replenish myself.
What are you putting in there right now?
Right now is so I use raw milk. I use raw milk because a lot of the pasteurization processes will strip the minerals out of the milk, and with the raw milk, you have all the micronutrients, the B vitamins, the folates that'll help your just system function at a better rate.
Okay, so for the people that are listening, I love almond milk. It doesn't got all this stuff in it. Why shouldn't they not get almond milk? Or is almond milk?
Carrageenan, fucking gums, fucking everything. It's bullshit.
Yeah. It's just an inflammation
And
bomb.
think about it. To make a half gallon of almond milk, how many fucking almonds do you think that takes to squeeze into and add up and add up and add up and add up? Now you insert a cup of those almonds into your stream, into your kidneys, which is a high oxalate food, equals kidney stones. Shout out Dave Asprey. And not Daniel Zeppelin. And I was an almond milk guy.
Yeah, we all were.
We even drank almond milk with the cereal.
Yeah.
Because we had all these stereotypes about how bad milk is.
Yeah.
And what do you feed your little boy and your little son? What do the doctors tell you?
Jen's nipple.
Whole milk. They didn't like the nipple.
Yeah, and I think
Before we get there, is Jen still doing okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So raw milk, protein.
Yeah.
You doing anything protein powder wise?
Yeah,
It's okay.
I have a protein powder in there too, and going back to the milk thing is like, I think our society's become too adapted to all the nut milks and oat milks. We're almost built. That's why people have these dairy problems. 'Cause we've gone so far away from dairy, it's become foreign to our body, and so that's why when people say, "Oh, I'm lactose intolerant," it's almost like we've created that problem. I feel like.
And our mother was right.
Yeah, she was.
I know you're going to start crying. I know you're probably in the laundry room now at the gym cleaning on a Friday or Saturday listening to this. You always said to drink the whole milk, have the whole eggs, all this, and we never did it. And here we are. Bhadshah's preaching about the milk. So you were right. Mom was always right. You're always right. We love you.
He was right. But yeah, and then the smoothie. I'll try to sneak in a sweet potato. Just my system needs carbohydrates because I just burn through them so fast. Sweet potato with butter, healthy fat. Lunch is usually a pound of ground beef and white rice. Same thing for dinner, and then maybe some more milk before bed.
Okay, and then do you do cheat meals as well on the weekend?
So
what's your cheat day look like for people, and how does that work for you? Because you're primal right now with the weight.
Yeah, adding the cheat meals is especially key for me. And as Taj mentioned before, it's a refeed. We're training hard, and your body is depleted, and it's a good way to kind of throw fuel to the fire to your metabolism. So one of the good principles of anabolic fasting that we still use is, you're eating clean, and then Friday night, keywords not cheat meal, not cheat day, you throw something in the furnace. Now your body recognizes it. Two things. First off, you may be having your seed oils that you shouldn't be having. That's okay because your gut understands and doesn't get too far off from it and can respond correctly to them because we can't get away from them. So you kind of just build a tolerance to that in a way, but in small dosages. And then, again, you're kind of shocking your body to whoa, what did you just put into my system? I need to get it out of it. So your metabolism kind of works faster, especially if you're just doing every week on a weekly basis for the meal only at night. And then I'll do Friday and Saturday night only, and then back clean Sunday.
Okay. What's your go-to diet for cheat meal for the diet?
Burgers or pasta. I love myself a good pasta on Friday night, and then maybe a 3 doubles. I'll go crazy.
Bhadshah's no joke with the cheese.
I'll go crazy with the cheats. Like
give us your ultimate
if
cheat.
we go
your best cheat. This is you're in your AI world of Kurbani AI technology. What were we talking about? You're evading.
Tax evasion.
You were doing some tax evasion stuff in Miami. What is your go-to? If you could flip that right now, I just gave you an idea, Bhadshah.
How'd you give me an idea?
I gave you an idea of your normal self
Yeah.
about to indulge into a cheat meal, and then you do the whole AI thing, and then you're in the place.
Great.
So what's your cheat meal?
The cheat meal is going to be, if I had it, I would do a pizza, a large pizza. I'm usually Pizza Hut, Big New Yorker. That's been my best experience. And then I'm going to go In-N-Out Burger. So when I go to In-N-Out Burger, I usually get 4 doubles. And then if I had to go fries, I'm going McDonald's fries. They have the best tasting fries, in my opinion.
McDonald's, we just giving you dubs around here.
You just got to get the beef tallow in there.
But you got to also understand, to be political about it, RFK style, McDonald's fries has like 30 ingredients, and they used to be potatoes and tallow.
See, we're trying to help you out, McDonald's. We got to make McDonald's healthy again.
But keep going. I'm a McDowell's guy.
But yeah, I mean, I take the cheat meal seriously because, again, it adds fuel to your fire, and then your metabolism speeds up. And, to do something for a long time, it has to be enjoyable, and you have to be consistent. Especially, look at all these bodybuilders. They'll go on a lot of these bodybuilders will go on a prep, and they're locked into their meals for months and months and months, and not a single cheat. And then majority of them on the back end, when their show is over, they just blow up like crazy.
Primal!
Because they had to stay too locked in. So I think overall for people, it's just have a little reward with all your discipline that keeps you going. If you're struggling training, you have no motivation on a Tuesday, and you're like, man, I want to break and crack, but Friday you get a cheat meal you enjoy, you're more likely to stay with that year after year after year versus just saying, fuck it, I'm going to let it reel, and then it's pizza Monday night, fajitas Tuesday, tacos, queso Wednesday.
That's where this is a lifestyle. Like, it's the fucking people that think it's impossible to be cover ready all the time. Fuck you, because you can. We've proven that, and if you're like, I'll go from 6 abs to 8 abs in 7 days. Okay, so that's where it's bullshit. So you have to make it a lifestyle.
Yeah.
And that's where it's important to have these cheats, so you're not on a grouchy diet. Like, I'm not grouchy, I'm not angry, because I can take my kids on a Friday to Dish Society or wherever. I'm not trying to shout anybody out, but where they can run around and I can have burgers and pancakes and whatever I need, and then we got to dial it back in on when the Monday starts, or Sunday, sorry. Because I do a Friday and Saturday dinner.
Are you a sweet tooth guy too? Do you have a sweet tooth cheat in there?
I'm not huge in the sweets. I go all savory. I've never been sweet and like chocolate. I just go without it. I just go in on the food.
Okay. So there's Bhadshah right there. He gave you a little blueprint. If you're interested in trying it, I love how these guys talk about, because you Congo clients find a way to maneuver it and trick the system about, well, I'll just have a protein something here all the time and just eat this. So I'm glad they said that. Work on the name Kurbani, huh? Maybe.
Yeah, we'll work on something with that.
You got a platform to make your diet. People know.
We'll make something.
I believe in you. Just remember, you're right here eating it, and then.
Got it.
And if you really wanted to get AI, you can flip that bitch all the way back to Sheridan, Wyoming, and you can go to the classic Wendy's or Burger King, or even the Burger Wagon, and put Congo Wagon. Dude,
that's a great idea. Now I'm gonna use that.
Flipped it back to Sheridan, went to the Congo Wagon, and you came back. And then you were doing pull-ups in the water at the pool at the Age Lodge.
Yep. The possibilities are endless.
Ooh, yeah, Taj-abolic. Let us know what is the easiest, how do I want to say it? We're going to throw the Taj-abolic diet up. I guess give the people that are listening I'm asking.
I prefer to fast until lunch, and that's stuff I've learned about, like how intermittent fasting and the peaks and benefits.
But Taj, I won't get big muscles. I will lose my gains. How do I keep my macros? Why do I need to fast?
5 hours of fasted cardio.
What do you tell those people that are worried about their gains?
I feel like it's important to, when you are eating, to eat fulfilling and make sure you consume enough protein.
But don't I need to count my calories?
Yeah, no counting, no nothing. So what I do, and I don't even force people to do the fasting. The fasting works for me. But I'll wake up, I take the pre-workout wild, and I don't consider that breaking my fast. So we'll do that, do a workout, and then I'm at the gym working until lunch, 12, 1 o'clock. Go home. My lunch is consisting of a high-quality protein. Everything I do is high quality. I spend the extra money. I do all that. So if I have beef, it's grass-fed, grass-finished. I even got so particular where I order cow beef from Wyoming now because I want a cow that experiences the 4 seasons rather than a Texas cow that's only experiencing the heat and hot-ass grass. But that's super particular. But I actually have deals with ranchers. I have a code with Shirttail Creek Farms. You can buy your frozen beef. But yeah, so I do high quality beef. If I do chicken, it's pasture raised chicken, meaning the chicken is on it like a ranch versus a cage. If I do eggs, it's pasture raised eggs. But even organic vegetables, organic fruit, and then my vegetable list is very limited. I don't eat the broccolis and spinach and cauliflower because that stuff just bloats you and is a very gaseous vegetable. It's my go-to without a doubt. If I don't have much, it's going to be ground beef,
Grass-fed.
raw cheddar cheese, and I do honey drizzle on it. And then I'll do.
How do you spot the raw cheddar? When people say raw cheddar cheese, how do you spot which raw cheese, and how do they go get it at the store? Where's the
It's
raw
more and
stuff
more
at?
prevalent now, but you can buy raw cheese. Raw milk is technically illegal in certain states because they want to cover their ass, but more and more are making it happen.
Where do you guys get your raw milk?
We have a dealer.
We have a dealer.
We won't say that dealer.
You sure?
He's dealing
But
a
it's
lot.
the guy that got the tequila.
Hey, I'm not the one with the 2 kids, so I'm gonna go.
But you can go to local farmers markets and they'll sell raw milk. But yeah, my go-to is ground beef, avocado, raw cheddar, and I put honey on the beef, which is very people think it's weird, but it tastes great. And then if I have a vegetable or it's whatever I have in hand, so I'll have sliced pineapple or blueberries. If I don't have the blueberries, I'm going to find a vegetable that goes on my list being a low toxicity. This is where it all circles back to the FODMAP. I pick vegetables that are good on the FODMAP diet, like arugula. That's why you see me making arugula salads versus spinach salads. And I don't eat broccoli and spinach, but I'll eat zucchini and squash. So that's my go-to. And then dinner is very similar. It's going to be a high-quality beef and a high-quality fruit or vegetable that fits in the FODMAP. And then, so I do lunch, dinner, and then I'll do a shake before bedtime, which is raw milk, a scoop of protein powder that I kind of alternate and figure out what I like, raw honey, and that's the other thing. Honey is I'm particular on is I get it in a glass jar from a local person, which I usually get from Mary Margaret's sister-in-law, which is local because you need the local bees to contribute to allergens in your body whenever you're feeling allergies. So I do the raw honey, and then I do a date that's organic, and then frozen organic blueberries. And then that's my night. And I make sure those lunch, dinner, and spike, we call it, that's where we kind of get the anabolic fasting vibe with it. I make sure all that, and I'm full. And I'm drinking water throughout the day and my aminos throughout the day. So that's the week. Friday night comes, I usually think about what I want, and that's where I either do a clean cheat, or meaning I'm going to have a bun or tacos or tortillas, and then I'll have like a margarita that I make because I like skinny margs with just a little bit of lime juice, agave, or honey, and then a nice tequila. And then after that, I go crazy and I have cookies. So last night I had 6 Michael's Cookies jars, cookies, and then I had I had a big burrito with a cleaner flour tortilla. And then Saturday dinner, I'll do the same thing. And one of those days is usually more fast food driven. One of those days is a little more cheat driven. Or if I'm really trying to get dialed in, it's always homemade cheats. And then Sunday dinner, I'm back to normal. It'll be a ribeye steak, sweet potato, and arugula salad.
Yeah, I think you made a good point about, you said being full. I think there's a really big misconception of people are too extreme about counting calories or just starving themselves. I think like if you're eating nutritious foods like that are high quality and nutrient dense, you can eat a lot of volume and still be in a calorie deficit, meaning you're consuming less calories than you burn, and lose weight if that's your goal. So I think people get too obsessed about, oh, I got to starve myself if I want to have abs and be skinny. It's like, no, you don't. Just eat high quality foods. Again, keeping it simple. And you don't have to count and track every single thing you're eating.
Yeah. And I think it's important for the people that do have a lot of work meetings and are always on the go. That's when you can't concern yourself with it's grass fed or is it this. You got to be smart and take that list that I give or provide and be smart. So like anytime we try to go to lunch with the family, I'm always saying go to Blood Brothers because it's smoked versus dipped in oil, and I'm going to get some brisket, and I'm going to get one of their great sides is like just having cucumber salad they have, and then sliced cucumbers. So you get a whole fucking pound of brisket, which is fatty, which I'm okay with the fat, and then the sliced cucumbers with spice and stuff like that. And
Yeah, that sounds good.
people be hating on my Blood Brothers, but
That's good.
that's my favorite spot, and they're
good.
good dudes.
It's good.
Anything else to add to that?
No, this covers it.
Couple things. He already said In-N-Out Burger. Staj, I know you're freaking Mr. Clean and you don't kind of cheat. Take you back to 2008. If you were to go back to just...
No, but that year that people told me I was going to get fat, I was my go-to cheat. And with this Jen rules it all because she was pregnant, so she had the cravings. She always craved Wingstop. So during that era, it was the summer of 2022, every other week or maybe every week we were doing Pizza Hut and Wingstop.
Nice.
And it was a pan pizza from Pizza Hut, and it was 12 traditional wings, all flats, well done.
You know, speaking of Pizza Hut, I'm the businessman that I am. We're working on these sponsors. One of our clients, the Donati family, you know, Pizza Hut, we love that New Yorker, as Bhadshah said. He was having it on his path to abs and having a kid. So Pizza Hut, come on over. We got you. Say less.
A lot of times I grill my own burgers because there's not really one that I like.
Well, that was just about to get to. If you had to pick a fast food, I know everybody talks about Whataburger. I know we got to support local. We get it. Whataburger's trash, yes?
It's not a local business I'm supporting.
Staj?
Like fast food, like drive-through?
Well, rate Whataburger. Trash, yes or no?
Oh, 100% trash.
Okay, so if you had to go get a fast food, because he said In-N-Out, what are you getting?
It's fast food is Wendy's. If I'm sitting down at a restaurant and having a burger, it's Hillstone or Joey Uptown for a burger. If I'm getting a steak, it's Mastro's.
Shout out Patrick.
Or
Papa
Doris
Foxtrot.
Metropolitan.
Bhadshah?
Yeah, I'm either going In-N-Out for my first choice or Wendy's I can go with. If it's a sit-down restaurant, you know, Dish Society has a sneaky good burger.
They got a good burger, plus you get the pancakes.
Yeah,
And
you
a
can get
margarita.
pancakes there. Hillstone, I'm going to go with
And Nick
Hillstone
Boy's
as
coming
well.
around.
And then steak is like, you know, Mastro's is probably a great steak. It is probably my favorite steak, but you're better off just grilling your own steak. Cost effective, and you can learn to make that shit good.
What's the go-to for people to get their steak? What's like the good steak to get for people to go get?
Oh, like at the grocery store?
Yeah.
Are we saying staying grass-fed or no?
Straight and healthy. Hey, these people are listening right now. They said I could eat steak. I'm going to go get a steak. Well, how am I going to get it? Where am I going to get it at?
I think HEB Prime 1 is the best steak. And then you can also just pay a little extra and go grass-fed, grass-finished.
Yeah, and I sacrifice the quality a little bit because I need most bang for my buck. So I'll go to Costco.
And he doesn't make as much money.
Yeah. So
Works
if you're
his ass off too, man. Appreciate you, man.
Yeah,
We're
of
going to
course,
get you.
of course. Yeah, but if you're on a budget and you can't go buy the expensive steak, like Costco sells like a pack of 4 New York strips, and it's $10 a pound. You're not going to find that anywhere else, and you'll be loaded up for the week.
Isn't there a whole grass-fed, cost-effective thing at Costco now that he just posted?
they put organic stuff and grass-fed options. And
Yeah. I was just about to ask you. So you mean to tell me we shouldn't be drinking Athletic Greens, this famous company,
the greens powder is
and all
fucking
those
bullshit.
greens, and take this powder for your greens because you need your greens? What's going on with that? Also, people that are listening, these guys are 3 guys. It's all about meat. Pause. Meat, all this stuff. What about our cholesterol? Our cholesterol's too high.
Yep, mine's high. And I don't give a fuck.
Primal! But you're just saying that because you're young, Taj. You're not a midlife male yet.
I have backing from multiple cardiologists, multiple medical docs, multiple medical what's the word I'm looking for? Like citations about how the cholesterol thing is very what's the word? Categorized.
It's been nuanced since so what happened was pretty much, and if you go back, and this is not some conspiracy theory bullshit, this is real facts. There was probably a study back in the 60s or 70s that said cholesterol is bad for you based on the data they got. But that data set was skewed because the way they measured the data was incorrect, or they were sponsored by a university to get a certain result, and they said, this is what cholesterol is, and it's bad for you. Yep. And from then, that was the study everyone referred to in all these future studies. So all the data is skewed to this one study they relied on, and then we get to the societal thing of cholesterol is bad for you. You shouldn't eat it, and we're starting to make a turn to people understand that's not really the case.
Yeah, and that's where I get a lot of the questions on my diet is the wives or the husband reach out and be like, what about cholesterol? What about this? Because the stigma of eating an egg or having a steak or a red meat, and that's where I've had plenty of backing from cardiologists that I work with, and I won't name him because I don't feel like it's even needed, but if your LDL, which is considered the bad cholesterol, which I learned in freaking wellness class in 6th grade from Mr. Saxon, is high, why is it high? Is your HDL, is your triglycerides, is your A1C, is your fasting insulin. All that is very important. People just look at LDL and see high. So if my LDL is high, which it is it high for a reason? Or is it high because I'm eating processed junk? Is it high because I'm fucking sucking down Pop-Tarts to my kids and Little Debbie snacks? So like that, there's a person that has high LDL eating bad stuff, and there's a person eating high LDL that's eating good stuff. And then we also got to look at the HDL, which is your positive. How heart healthy are you? Mine is at a Olympic level where I can go run and my heart rate doesn't fucking move. I've done a stress test. My heart rate doesn't move, and they're fucking putting me through the ringer. Your triglycerides, where are those at? Is your A1C low? Can you handle a bunch of sugar? So all that, I've done the blood work. My shit fucking checks out, bitches.
Yep.
There you go. You heard it from the damn source. Bhadshah, you got anything to add to that?
I covered it.
And then...
So what? Go ahead.
The other thing is, like, I get bothered by people that ask those questions and they're eating fucking bullshit. Like, if you just try this, why is that so much worse than eating what you were eating? Like, just fucking bite the bullet.
Yeah. So don't be afraid of the cholesterol, people. And really, this goes back to tying in the sources. This is not to shit on any companies or other people.
I think Warren is a good example.
Uh-huh.
Because he was vegan. He had family history of cholesterol, and he had all these fears. And he started reading and researching. And, like, it's not on me to tell you. Like, why don't you go do your own research and go learn it on your own? And then he started doing that. He's like, you're right, man. And he started eating like that. He literally follows my diet to a T. We're on a text message, and he posts the meals to us, which I could provide at extra cost. But his body has transformed more than a lot of people.
Do we have a price yet for that? Are you launching that yet? What's going on with that?
No, I'm trying to work on the Discord and all that. But
okay, we're working on the diet.
I think he's a good testament to stand on it and see what has happened to his body and transform.
Yeah, and that goes to longevity and what we preach about too as well. Everybody that was trying to invest in this vegan, what was all that stuff that what was it?
Impossible Meat.
Impossible Meat.
All the documentaries came out. Again, it's propaganda, and what these companies do is a really good job of is just marketing, and sooner or later it becomes a social trend with a few doctors and people with a couple like credentials make a strong, bold statement. And just because a doctor says something doesn't mean it's always right. I mean, there's a lot of smart doctors out there, but there's also a lot of dumbasses. Being a doctor doesn't just make you automatically smart.
The smart people
I know
are
from
the
experience.
fucking marketers, because when you're at a grocery store, you got to be careful. And my advice is look at the label and check and find as few ingredients as possible, because they will market something as healthy or protein or this, and it's not.
Gotcha.
You really got to pick it. I mean, I spend a good amount of time in the grocery stores, but like, be careful what you're grabbing just based on that. And it goes with baby formula. If you look at the baby formula for your kids, it's a conniving business as these people are just paying the big bucks to get on the shelf.
So you mean to tell me we need to get double vaxxed and double boosted, or was that part of the plan?
Yeah, and going with that, I know a lot of this can be overwhelming to
He's
hear.
not talking politics, but it's okay.
And it's overwhelming to hear and be like, man, these guys are spewing so much information. What's good? What's bad? What's not? Going back to AI, go download ChatGPT on your phone and literally just have a conversation and ask it. And you can ask it, hey, take a picture of this product. It says this in the cover. Is that really true? What does pasture raised or so-and-so raised mean? Like, you can ask these questions and it'll spit out a response for you, and you don't have to go searching through Google. Like, we have the resources now where there's no excuse for us not to be educated. If you want to be educated, you're going to find it out, and the sources are just so easy to find now.
Source your sources, people, because we thought we were doing some entrusted stuff with our diets and supplements, and we found out we weren't right.
Greens, not a great product. Not a great product.
So fuck the athletic greens and any greens powders. If you're going to do it, you should have, vegetable-wise, what I think you said it.
I think zucchini and squash are some of the best.
Okay, Bhadshah.
He touched on arugula. Cucumber's a fruit, so
Cucumber.
it really count.
And then I'm like real particular on white rice. You got to wash it, rinse it, make
100%.
sure. And then your
100%.
white rice needs to come from Thailand or be organic because of the levels of arsenic. Same with your sweet potatoes. Make sure you wash them, rinse them, all that. I mean, I can get as in depth as we need to.
Basically, what he's trying to say is just how we experienced it. Just because you're listening to somebody you follow on Instagram and they're diced up and have abs, or you look at a girl, or this is what they're on. Do more research, because we thought we were doing healthy things and we weren't doing healthy things. Unfortunately, he had to go through the kidney stones. Is that Kano Cash or Jen?
What we got?
Come on in, whoever it is. Just don't let the dogs in. Come on.
Hey.
Come on, dude.
Oh, what's up? Come on, Kano.
in. Come on.
Come on.
Hey,
Come on.
sit
Close
with
the
me.
door. Close the door.
It's okay. Don't be scared of the skelly. Come here.
It's okay.
Come on.
He's not gonna
Go
come
this
on
way
this
with
side.
Bhadshah.
Come on.
It's like cold plunge.
Watch wires. It's okay. You want to hop over that wire?
Okay, so we should go to past grown symbol, the symbol.
There you go. Get over.
We can talk about him and like
Okay.
people calling out his diet.
What's up?
Come here, Kano.
You want to sit with Dose or Daddy?
It would be cool to sit with me, though, because it's my show. Huh?
He's checking out the room. He's kind of scared right now.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's pretty cool, huh? Yeah. Okay, you want to sit with me or Dada?
Dada.
You sure? You got
It's
the
okay,
mic in your
it's
hand. You can
okay.
go, oh yeah. Give him a little wrestling promo. Yeah, okay, well no, don't go to Dada then. Okay. You okay? You can move that mic however you want, Sartaj.
So I think this is important that he walked in here because
Slide. Down.
we have so many clients
Down.
and people listening that have kids, right? And the amount
Okay,
of stuff when I go to the grocery store and I see like what they're feeding kids, and like he goes to the playground, you see these little fat boys, little fat girls, and it's embarrassing about how obese these kids are now. And you look at these labels and how much junk is in them. And I also want to make sure like you're not so picky with this kid. Be like, oh, you're forcing this on him or you're forcing this. Like, we have burgers, we have fries, we have cookies. What did we have yesterday?
Cookies.
Yeah, we had a sprinkle cookie. We have ice cream. We have these things because a kid needs to be a kid at the end of the day. But he can't be snacking on junk all day either. So, like, it's important, me as the father, to teach him my ways and also have him be just like I preach with my lifestyle. Like, I need to have fun and he needs to have fun. Right?
Yeah.
You got to say anything?
No.
Okay.
How about the cold plunge? Will the real kids who really cold plunge please stand up? Kano,
No.
raise your hand.
You going to cold plunge?
No.
Do you get in the water?
No.
And we don't force him either.
Do you have any benefits, or why would you put your kid through a cold plunge?
Well, children under the age of 5 have a lot more brown fat cells, and they actually handle and tolerate cold water better than adults. So it's actually not even hurting him.
No.
And he likes to do it on his own.
Okay.
And it'll actually reduce his stress so he calms down because this guy goes on 100 all day.
That's my dada. This is my podcast. You are my house, and this is my show. Okay? Are you got anything to add?
Nah, I got it.
Okay, so we got back to, we're going to swivel our way on over to the supplement side, and then we'll let this show ride in the sunset. We talked about, a lot of people don't know the origin of why we did the supplements. There's been some fallings out. There's been some, pursuit to greatness. Basically, the reason why we started the supplements, and I'll have these guys come into, and before I get to supplements, y'all don't want to know my diet. Y'all be seeing what I'm eating. If you don't want to know my diet, we'll do a separate segment. We got the wine on deck. We got some Oreos. We got some mid-Tuesday cheats. But hey, we'll get to my own thing. The reason why we started the supplements. So actually, we spoke about it in the very first episode on the GoPro with Taj about, it was the energy drink idea. We all love fucking energy drinks, and I would pub an energy drink sponsor, but we're gonna go after the dreams of going after an energy drink because we were actually told it wouldn't work, and it's not a good idea. So what happened was it cost a little bit more than what we expected. Am I not right, Sartaj?
Oh yeah.
So that was the investment that we were out in Waco. We were doing tests and everything, and then it's like, damn, this is gonna cost way more, and then. We didn't do the supplements because I had such a long-standing relationship with Max Ever Muscle and Corey Gregory and those guys over there in Ohio, and that's like we were ride or dies, like Muscle Farm days. I'm talking about the very beginning. We're talking about Assault, Recon. Were you in the Muscle Farm?
It was phasing out as I was getting the supplements.
Arnold series.
Well, anyways,
Arnold
we took all the Muscle Farm, the Shred Matrix, all that. So we've been riding with Corey from day motherfucking one, and everybody's lunging, everybody's doing that stuff, but huge impact in our life. And that was one of the main things that we didn't want to do our own supplements. But what was going on was energy drink wasn't happening. We didn't have the funds to do it. And just we thought that with Bhadshah's education and Taj's education and the brand that we've built, but, thankfully for all these Houstonians for coming to Congo and supporting us, another business venture to create another source of income to support this guy here. And give Bhadshah and Halima and Cole, these guys, raises. And, I say it before, we're trying to, my goal, I manifest every day, is to sell this company, God willing, inshallah, for $1.2 billion. I bring that up, and we'll get into it later about Ghost and these other companies that have been selling. But the hesitant that's the reason why we didn't want to do a supplement company yet. But, time moves on, things grow, we've evolved, and we've surpassed our expectations. And we saw some room in the market space that we could separate ourselves in the ingredients and some scientific stuff that we discovered ourselves with branch chains. Because everyone says branch chains, and they're like, okay, I want BCAAs, but do you really know what product you're taking or why you're taking it? And then the pre-workout, and then just from a branding standpoint, like we've always been into like dope, cool stuff. So this is a passion project. This is something we live and breathe. This is not something just because we were trying to monetize and make money. It came from an ideal of an energy drink. Energy drink didn't work, but we were going to be back to that Congo energy drink one day. And so we went to what our go-to is, and our go-to has been the aminos, because we used to take max effort aminos all the time. But there are some products in there that I'll let Bhadshah speak about, because he's the science guy, and this is where I'm so proud of Bhadshah, is because he's been able to finally use his degree with this. And then the pre-workout, how can we make ours the best, and ultimately how we perform. If you guys know, we go push. We balls to the wall, 3 a.m, and it's not just a powerlifting. It's not CrossFit. It's Congo. That means we are skiing. That means we are deadlifting, squatting, doing volume, slide, leave it. Doing it all, pushing our bodies to the limits. And I always tell people, if you ever want to go make money, you don't say, I want to go make money. I want to make X amount of dollars. You find something that you love, you're passionate about, and you got to live it and breathe it. And you got to do it on the days when the day after, when you committed to it and you're tired, you still do it, and you still do it. So we've been taking supplements since freaking out the womb. Jacked,
No explode.
No explode. Drew, sorry you almost had a heart attack on that one. What else is out there, Bhadshah? We were taking Super Pump.
Super Pump.
Monster Milk.
The Muscle
Monster
Tech stuff
Milk.
when I was working out was big. Muscle
Shotgun.
Tech Ghost was when I was phasing in.
And no shotgun.
Oh, yeah, Shotgun Ben Affleck from the town. Any others? In Stone, I never got to try Stallone's product. So the main point I'm trying to get across is we love supplements.
Yes.
And this is what we live and breathe, just like training. When it comes to training, this is what we live and breathe. And, Taj was the ultimate push to be like, you know what? Fuck it. We just got to start our own, just like everything. Even the gym. Go back to the gym. The concept wasn't my own because I wanted to put others in front of me. But the whole problem with me is the biggest problem is the person that I'm facing. I'm loyal to a fault. I want to uplift others just like I want to uplift him. Just like he's got this beautiful family here and I want to uplift him and make sure that they're good. And Halima and Cole, I take it as my duty to make sure everybody's taken care of. And I put pride in that. So this wasn't a thing just to start. This was a thing because we live it and breathe it, and that's what you got to do to be successful. And we saw some flaws in the market space, if you can't tell just by the diet, of all the things that they gave these guys. So Sartaj and Bhadshah, they can take off from more. I'm really, I'm very blessed because, these two guys did a lot of they'll say it's a team effort. It is a team effort, but these two guys have tucked the blood into the work. Taj has done the branding and what he's seen and why ours is better, and he'll go over the details with it. And just Bhadshah from applying his body and what the stuff he's taken and understanding science and putting it in. And again, it's not a product to make money. It's a fucking, we live it and breathe it. Somebody might be at the door. We good out there? Baby's good. Bhadshah?
Yeah, like you said, we live and breathe this, and we've tried every single thing out there. Like, I don't say that lightly. Like, we have tried everything out there. Whether, there's been some stuff we've loved, some stuff we've hated. There's products we've said this is perfect, but it's missing this ingredient, or it has too much of this dye, or there's something wrong with it still. So now what we got to do is we got to make a product that is for like what we would take in the morning. Like he said, we train in a certain way that requires a lot of recovery and a lot of performance. So when we made these, we had ourselves, athletes, high performers, whether it's high performing in the gym or in the workspace, in mind. So, I mean, we start off with aminos, for example. So like the first thing you're going to hear is, oh, you have BCAAs. BCAAs don't work. Well, first off, here's what a BCA is. BCAAs stand for branched chain amino acids. They're a specialized type of amino acid that metabolize straight in your muscle, not the liver. So if you look at amino acids, to kind of simplify it, amino acids are little train cars, okay? Your body is made up of proteins. The proteins are all the train cars put together. So amino acids are just a little piece of that. And the branched chain amino acids specialize in the muscle recovery. You want to sit with me?
No.
Okay, you go sit with Dad then.
No.
Okay.
He's going that way.
All right, bye, Kano. Do you need to get out? There you go.
Pretty smooth.
And so these amino acids specialize in muscle recovery and repair. And then a lot of new studies have come out saying, well, BCAAs don't work and they don't really do anything. And that's not true either. And what we discovered is BCAAs work best in the presence of EAAs, which are essential amino acids. What makes them essential is our body doesn't produce them naturally, and we need to ingest them. And on top of that, we put an electrolyte matrix in here. It's a 2-in-1 product. It also has tar cherry anti-inflammation. So you're getting 2 products in one, a superior hydration blend and an amino blend that actually will drive your recovery. Unlike a lot of products in the market, they're low in their dosage, they're BCAAs only, they have electrolytes, their electrolyte balances are off. Like, we made this superior, and we only did it right because that's the only way we do things. And Taj can add on that if you'd like.
Yeah, I think an important thing, and this kind of goes back to my principles of the diet, is we tried our best to make this super clean, all-natural product, and it wasn't happening. We tried using different sweeteners and different things, and that's where we're like, at the end of the day, we got to market this right and make it taste great. And that's where, like, I used Bhadshah's help, and I had a big help from Jen's brother, Josh, who has a PhD in all this. Like, being a chemist and knowing what each ingredient does to your body. And I was very against using the sucralose because I entered this transition in my life. And, you know, some may say that's our knock on the product when they look at the label. But I think back to everything that we loved, had it, and doing more research, like I mentioned before. And when Josh told me, he's like, bro, you would have to drink like 100 cans of Coca-Cola, to have sucralose damage you like these people are saying. And the biggest thing people say is the sucralose combination with carbohydrates. But he basically said, he's like, man, all our research shows at school is these sweeteners aren't that bad for you that people are saying. Yeah. And once he gave me that green light, and once we started getting into the taste testing, and we tried products with stevia and monk fruit, I'm like, this shit tastes like ass. And I hate the monk fruit stuff because it just makes you thirstier and it leaves a bad aftertaste. So that's when I was like, all right, let me brand this thing up and let's get it tasting great and find the best formula. Yep. So that's how we got to where we're at. Because that's the first thing people will knock on our product will be that. And we're there to take that on. Yeah,
we're willing to take that because we are educated enough to make that decision. We want to make a product that tasted good. And even in school, I learned, like one of the last lessons I learned in school in my physiology class was the impact of sweeteners. And that was a conversation we had is sucralose and its effect on your insulin is non-existent. And like Taj said, it's not going to affect your gut microbiome like people say, unless you're really messed up, which our sister Halima, again, has tons of gut issues. This is genuinely the first product she's tried, and she can attest to this, where she drank it and she felt totally fine and not about to throw up.
Yeah, so, and only if your doctor or whoever condition is telling you you should not have that or don't take that, then, okay, I understand.
And then on top of that, we just have a superior formula built out, like I was covering the aminos, we can cover the pre-workout later, but we really took our time with this.
With the aminos, in the market space of the stuff, the research you guys have done, I think you just said it. It takes essential aminos for the branch change to work, right? In all profiles. Mm-hmm. Won't you say over 90% of the supplements that are out there only have one or the other? It's tough to find a product that has both, and if it does have both, does it taste good?
Correct. Yeah. That's where we were finding the dilemma was we loved what we were drinking, but it didn't have the essentials, and then that's when we'd found some stuff, and it always tasted like shit. And this is one thing that Kush always told me. Was like, he always used to talk shit about me drinking the BCAAs. And he was right, because the science always showed they're not engaging properly without the essential amino acids. So that's when we got with Dr. Serrano and certain people, and they're like, yeah, you got to have both. And that's when I was like, okay, research. And even when Josh said it, Josh's like, yeah, BCAAs are bullshit until you're incorporating them with essential amino acids. And then that's when we added all the electrolytes as well.
Yeah, and again, like what these do is just, if you're sore, it's going to help prevent the muscle breakdown as much when you're working out, and also the repair of the muscle when you're working out. And then going back to what's on the market, if you go to your local nutrition store, even look online, what you'll find is most amino products are going to have 5 grams of BCAAs only. And for reference, we have 8 grams, so we beat that there. And on top of that, you have your essential amino acids, which are going to drive your recovery. You won't be as sore, and the electrolyte blend on top of it. So we really just decided just to shit on everybody with the formula.
Yeah, so basically, if your product that you're taking right now, because this is a KHANGO Supps sponsor, and we're going to rip a promo before we get in the next segment too. You're going to get a live promo next year. Anyways, if you're taking a hydration product, I'll have Bhadshah and Sartaj hit this one real quick. Element, should we take this? Yes or no? Honestly.
Go ahead, Bhadshah.
No. Unless you're like a super ultra marathon athlete and you're sweating out profusely and you're on the brink of like death because of dehydration, you don't need, they have a full gram of sodium in there by itself on top of everything else. You don't need that.
Yeah,
okay?
It's not a dub. Element funny. Is not a dub.
It's funny you say that, because that's what Hop asked today when I trained him. He goes, why doesn't it have all the sodium like Element? I was like, bro, we're just the right amount.
Yeah, so you gotta look at hydration from a balance level. Like, you need to have sodium; it's important, but you also can't have too much, because what happens is you have a cell and you have the fluid around it, or the blood. So what's going to happen is water follows salt. So if you have too much salt in your bloodstream, your water's going to fall out of your cells. It's going to shrink, and your cell can't perform anymore. Or vice versa. If you have too much salt in your cells now, all that water is going to follow into there, and then your cells are going to just lysis, which means pretty much break and explode, and then you're just decreasing the number of cells in your body. So from some scientific aspect, if you want to go deep into it, I won't go too deep, but you need to have the right balance, and we took all that into account, so you have the appropriate levels of not only sodium, but sodium works across a gradient with two other really important electrolytes, potassium and magnesium. And what these do is essentially signal to each other different things that need to happen in your body.
So basically, all you West U moms and the moms out there, you think you're doing your body a service by drinking Element. You're actually creating bulk. And
You actually are.
And creating bloated. And I know you girls don't like that. So we don't want to take that. And I'm only bringing Element up because everybody is always taking it. And it goes back to what I said in the beginning of the stigma. You think what you're eating is healthy, and it's not, but they're promoting it is. So Element is not the way. And if you have to take 3 products, a branched chain, an essential, and a hydration product, you're not taking the right product, because Congo Warrior here. Sorry, I'm about to get in there wild. Congo Warrior here has all 3 of them. So ditch the bullshit you're drinking. This tastes the best, easy mixability, and we push our bodies to the max. Bhadshah, hand me that wild. So that is your amino. Taj, why did we end up doing the wild?
The wild.
And where did our inspiration come
Wild
from?
was our first product, because the whole goal when we started this thing was to do the canned energy drink. We were trying to create our version of Celsius that people could sip on and walk into the gym with. And when we were told to go the other route and basically take because our formula we had for the canned energy drink was different than this. And that's when they told us to go powder form. And I'm like, well, if we go powder form, I got to have a full-on fucking power pre-workout, because that formula wouldn't have hit like this does. So that's where the pre-workout formula comes from, is getting shut down on an energy drink, turning into a powder, so we had to turn it back up and shove that bitch sideways.
And sell it straight up your candy ass!
So that's it. So then we have Wild. What's up?
Kano, know your role and shut your mouth, jabroni. And if you're not down with that, we can't say it yet, because we're not done with the show just yet.
What's up?
Hey, Kana, what's your favorite amino?
No, Nina.
Nina.
Oh, hold on, we got a dog in here. Nina?
Nina.
I love you, but you gotta go.
Okay, Kano, get
We got a lot of
out.
wires. We got a lot of wires here.
Come here, Nina.
It's okay.
Nina,
You want me to hold it?
we're gonna make a quick flip. We're gonna take a break. Sebastian Plumbing, Regal Pools, and KHANGO Supps will be right back. All right, we're back. Regal Pools, you guys just got done with, and your Sebastian Plumbing just got done with your sponsors and another commercial break. We have another guest on the show. Also, this is the first time us doing a triple threat match. Coming for all you podcasts out there, brother. Introducing weighing at 28 pounds. Weighing at 28 pounds, legs bow out. Big brother messing up his intro. His toes grip the ground. He likes to smile. He's pretty thicker than normal. He likes to giggle. His name is Cash.
What am I promoting?
What's his last name?
Khan.
Oh, Con.
What is his middle name?
They don't freaking know.
It's your middle name, right?
No, that's Kano's.
I don't know.
What's my middle name?
Ray.
Ray.
Hey, I'm asking him.
What is?
It's Cassius Ray.
Hey, man, I was just about to get to that.
Shit. Huh?
I got the hint. Anyways, Cash is in the building. So, yeah. Wild. You just talked about, we're on Wild, right? Talked
Wild.
about Wild. Bhadshah, break down the ingredients and why you chose
super quick.
chose to do what you do, and why this product
Yeah.
is the best pre-workout on the market than everybody else's, and healthiness too.
Yeah, so with the wild, so here's the first thing. When we do pre-workouts and caffeine, the biggest thing I always hear is, "Oh my gosh, my heart's going to explode. It's not enough caffeine." On the flip end of that, people who love pre-workout are going to say, "Oh man, you need to get caffeine in there. You need to have high stimulant. I'm not taking it." So what we decided to do is we went with a large number of caffeine, 300 milligrams, which is a pretty high dose, similar to like 3 cups of coffee. But with that, we did an ingredient called dicaffeine malate. So what that does, it slows down the absorption of caffeine in your bloodstream. So it's not as like I'm about to bounce off the wall and then crash effect, which most people experience. And that is the single most common feedback I've gotten from the pre-workout is you just feel locked in, you feel focused, but you don't feel like you're going to go bounce off a wall and then just totally crash out. So that's the education, the caffeine portion. And then on top of that, we have just nitric oxide boosters, which nitric oxide helps blood flow in your body. So for blood flow, if you're just a gym bro and you want to pump, you're going to get a pump. And then if you're not and you just want to get blood flow delivers oxygen and nutrients to your muscle tissue, which you're going to need for your workout for endurance. So we have a really large quantity of that, not too much we're going to shit your pants, which we've experienced in some pre-workouts. And then on top of that, we have some endurance factors like betaine and beta-alanine. Those essentially just kind of help your endurance throughout the entire workout and just allow you not to crash again as much more. And then basic B vitamins for energy. B vitamins also help with like DNA repair, vitamin C, immune, and all with no dyes.
I was just about to ask you, no dyes, and our
No
product,
dyes.
when you mix it, no colors,
No
right?
color. We don't
So
put
if
any color in here.
If your product has color and it has dyes, throw that bitch away. It's not where it needs to be. KHANGO Supps is the way. Taj, break down the branding. Why both you guys, this has helped from an entrepreneur standpoint, and to circle back with an entrepreneur standpoint. Long story short, guys, KHANGO, because of all you KHANGO maniacs and KHANGO divas out there, has been successful. We've been running for 5 years. We were able to reinvest in ourselves, and that is what one of my mentors, Gunnar Peterson, always said: always reinvest back in the client. So they give their hard-earned money to us. We go get new machines, new equipments, and set the bar. Pit bulls are not aggressive, but we love a little too much. It's like, come on, leave it, go to place down. Check it out. I know you love cash. What was I just saying? The branding. And we wanted to really separate ourselves. And coming back to the branding of the long story short, we were able to make the money because of all you KHANGO maniacs and KHANGO divas. And this was a venture that we finally took upon ourselves. And by the grace of God, it was our own investment of the hard-earned money that these guys have put in and you guys have put in, and we did that. And we put ourselves backs against the wall when people didn't want to believe in it, or we were told that an energy drink wouldn't work. And these guys and my family, they have pushed this bar, and it goes back to the details. Taj is the detail guy, and we all kind of gave it. Why did we go tubes? Why did we do this? And you can talk about the fuck up from an entrepreneur standpoint with the kipping and then the labels and stuff like that. So we get with the detail of why ours is the way it is, because everyone needs to know that there's a meaning in entrepreneurship and branding. We don't rip people off. We live it, and this all has meaning to us.
Okay, so, sorry, Aaron. So with the canister, when we made the order, I was first trying to do a tinted green like BSN used to do, the No Explode. Basically, we didn't have the funds for that because it became a custom label. So like, what do you want, white or black? And I go to the GNC and vitamin shop, and everything I saw that was black never drew my eyes. So I gravitated to, okay, we're going to go white. And these are all things we voted on as a team. And then our experience with the end of the max effort era was the struggle with the bags and people traveling and busting the bags and powder getting everywhere. And that was something we just stood hard on. And we were approached like, hey, would you guys like to do bags? It'd be a lot cheaper. And we stood our ground on doing a canister. And, the one thing you don't know is the way the formula is crafted turns into grams, and that the amount of grams and servings determines the size of your canister. So that that's kind of what's determined our size of both of these. So the amino is a heavier product because it has a BCA plus essentials plus electrolyte. There's less ingredients, meaning skinnier tube, more ingredients, wider tube. And then as far as the venture, KHANGO from the beginning has always been this jungle theme. We wanted to finally embrace the jungle thing a little bit more. We went through a couple renditions. This is what we came out with. We wanted the green pop out to make this a little more vibrant. And then I was big on adding the white tiger because I felt like there was so much gorilla, monkey, ape themes out there that we also had to differentiate and add a little bit of white tiger. And also the white tiger, Eye of the Tiger, Rocky, and then like the importance of like my time in Vegas with the gay magicians and the white tigers. I thought that was always cool when you'd go to the Mirage and the tigers would be there. So that's where you get the mix of the white tiger and the gorilla or the ape combination. And if you look at the fine details of like seeing the jungle leaves in there and then the flavor splashes, like all the brands I liked or we liked always had that flavor splash where you could almost taste it and feel it and grab it versus just saying mango. So that, and then this little piece here where it shows the steps, that was something I thought of and I really liked. And then with my graphic guy, we tweaked it. And then the very end, and we could show this, Aaron, it says go for it, which is one of our mantras. And then on the gorilla, he's squatting what they call a yoke, which is what our grandfather was known for, was basically labor, walking around with a yoke and 2 buckets on the yoke. And so he's squatting in the picture, yoke with 2 buckets on it. And then we have a little insert. I basically wanted the random customer that didn't want or know us to know how much detail was in here and our story. The long short version. So
Why do
also,
go ahead.
sorry, I want to talk about the flaws, okay? Because I think it's important that, you know, we are so confident in this product. It's also important to know we've had some errors. This is our first time doing it, and we are fixing it on each order. And just like any company and any brand, you're going to get better as you go along. The pre-workout, it absolutely drives me crazy. We're going to get into it. They put the wrong scoop in there because it's a shorter canister, so you can't get your hand in when you get to the bottom because they didn't put the long enough handle. So we have plenty of customers, and it kills me every time I get an email or a quote or a gripe about it, that they can't get to the scoop or they leave it off to the side or they find a different way to maneuver. So the next order, we're getting that fixed where they're putting in the longer handle so you can just grab the handle, get your scoop out quicker. Okay? And then the other thing, it kills me right now, I've been watching this label for fucking 2 hours. They put a UV raised KHANGO here, and the label raises because they put it too close to the edge, so the label starts peeling up. This is something also we're getting corrected, which is why we got to sell more KHANGO Supps to get this inventory out, to get the new cleaned up versions. We're going to eliminate that because you've seen me. I go in every single product and I hand tape each one because I don't want to deliver a bad one to a customer. So those are some of the flaws. For 2 errors, I would say 2 errors. I'll take that. Kano just peed. He's potty training. Okay. I don't know what else you want to talk about with this.
Bhadshah, you have anything to add? You want to add
That's
to
perfect.
that?
There's a million details I put in there. You can check it. I wanted to put made in USA. I wanted to put family owned and operated. I wanted to add the arrows to show the warrior spirit of the jungle. And then we were particular on the flavors, and we got the flavors we want. And we also have a new flavor coming out you don't know about.
You want to disclose anything else we may or may not be doing yet, or no?
No. We just got, I'll just say we got a new flavor. It could be pre-workout, could be amino, or it could be something else.
Anything to add to that, Bhadshah?
Beautifully said.
Why did we do Wild and Warrior? Why isn't it called pre-workout?
So this was probably one of the hardest things because everything in known to man was taken. We wanted to call it just Wild, or we wanted to call it just this, or whatever. And this is where we train a great trademark attorney who's helped me get everything trademarked and copyrighted. And we were trying a million things and everything was taken. So basically, we loved Wild the most with our pre-workout. It was taken. So Todd's like, well, we can call it Congo Wild and then trademark it. Yeah, we like so basically, all our stuff is trademarked with the name before it. So we thought of Wild, like getting wild in the jungle, turn up, go crazy. And then with the amino, we were having troubles thinking of something that wasn't cheesy. A lot of cheesy stuff comes to your mind. And we were trying to think of like build, recover, reload. The original one was fuel and reload because we wanted to do the 2 Metallica albums.
Give me fuel, give me fire, give me down.
And then just doing research, too many of those were taken, and people were using fuel too much and reload too much. I didn't see really any wilds except one, so we put Congo in front of it, and then we used Warrior because we, from the day one, were labeled Congo Warriors. Our background is warrior mentality, the principle of what a warrior is, and okay, you just worked out. It's time to recover like a warrior. All right, so we added warrior as our recovery. We do not like the Warriors, though, the Golden State Warriors. But that's how we got Wild and Warrior, and we wanted 2 W words that fit with the brand alignment.
Brand alignment, 2 W's, and a W. Come on, man. Bhadshah, got anything to add to that?
Get it up.
You sure?
100%.
Without these guys, without my family and all the help, none of this would be possible. And keep booking classes, keep buying the supplements. I'm going to circle back to that 1.2 billion. Before that, sorry. Serving sizes, guys. Yeah. Price and serving sizes. Let's talk about that before I end this thing.
Yeah. We were directed to do 20 servings, and that was another thing where my gripe was as a consumer trying different brands is you were paying $50 for 20 servings on everything. Everything turned into 20 servings, or what a lot of companies do that is pretty messed up is they'll say 60 servings, but you have to take 2 scoops to get the full serving. And the formula works either as a 1 scoop or 2 scoop. And they even asked us if we wanted to do that. And no, we're like, no, we want 30 servings, 1 scoop. Keep it simple like we used to do back in the day. So you're not getting skewed as consumers saying you're getting 60 servings when you're only getting half for the same dollar amount. So our price point for what we have is right in alignment with the best, and we are flat out the best price per serving, per flavor, per branding, per up your ass.
Anything?
Covered.
Yeah, so there it is. And I get back to the 1.2 billion because I mentioned before in the last one, I think it was Ghost Bhadshah. How much did they sell for?
I don't remember. You remember?
800 million?
They hit the billion mark, I think.
Was damn. They're so
Dr. Pepper.
Ghost sold their product to Dr. Pepper for X amount. Another local person, I think Stripes Power Strip,
Sour Stripes.
Ghost Stripes.
Yeah.
Yep.
He sold his company to Nestle or something for 400 million. My whole thing has always been you're one person away. If not us, then who? If not now, then when? This is all about going after your dreams. And I tell people I'm not the smartest guy in the room at all, but I will outwork you. I will out-network you, and I will do what I can. And I'm coming from a place of this is a family-owned business now. I don't got to worry about him. I don't got to worry about Halima, Cole, Sartaj. We're all going to hold our own, and we all have our roles. He was the magician of this to help with the formula. He was the branding side of it to help with the branding and make it stick out. And if you can't tell, everything has been authentic and real, and there's a story behind everything of why we did it. So 1.2 billion. You're going to kid this on what is today's date, Aaron? The 20 what?
May 24th.
May 24th, we got Cash in Taj's arm. We got Bhadshah in the man cave of 2025. Do you know off the top of your head when this was established, Taj, Bhadshah?
We came out in November 2024.
Yeah, we launched in November.
So November of 2024, this was established.
It was actually a year ago we were trying out the flavors and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Remember that.
Yeah. In 5 to 7 years, this will sell. And I may be shortchanging myself for 1.2 billion to somebody, and that is the end game. If there is an end game for KHANGO Supps. And who knows, vision and things may change. So I want to say I love you, man, and I appreciate you for coming on the show again and putting your hard work and time into KHANGO and, your artificial intelligence, Kurbani, elevating the game. You are a valuable asset to this company. Sartaj, thank you for holding this down and doing all the branding and taking all the back-end work. Remember what I said? You surround yourself with people that are better at what they do. And these guys didn't know that they were better at what they do, but we all have our roles. And I don't touch money. I don't fuck up the budget. I make sure these guys do. And the ultimate dub is we got our own money to start this company. And we're rolling and kicking now. So keep buying it. Big dub there. Sorry, Cash. KHANGO Supps, episode 33. 34. We got the Triple Threat Brothers in the building. And we're going to go ahead and cut a promo live. And this will be Cash's first promo for KHANGO Supps. You guys ready to rock?
Let's rock.
We're going to cut this promo and then we're going to end the show. We appreciate you listening. I know it was a long one, but hey, you know, I don't get too many times to just do this with my brothers in my man cave and talk about the real and why we are the best and we will be the best and we will bury you. And you want to have that mentality in life and you want to win, this come keep following, liking, subscribing. Here we go. Bhadshah, would you like to lead it off or should I lead it off because it's the show?
You tip it off.
Okay. You ready, Aaron? See us live in action.
Oh yeah, we got a nice taste of Congo Wild here, mango Priya. I got my brother by side of me. Yeah, this is my brother Taj. Yeah, this is my nephew Cash. Yeah, this is how we're gonna do. We got a microphone on my face. I feel even more powerful and more explosion. I got my little brother, but he's not so little anymore. In the man cave of the Daily Dose, episode 34. Yeah, gotta get another whip. Hold on. Oh yeah, Bhadshah, tell them know why KHANGO Supps is the best and why everybody should like and subscribe to the Daily Dose. Yeah.
You know, I was going to go with a little southern twang on it and do a McConaughey, but we had the bottle in front of us, and sometimes you got to go.
Hold on now, did you just say
Hi, sis. Matter of fact, I did. And if you, who is this? Pantalones Tequila. I need you to sponsor us. But what I more importantly need to do, I need to put this away because they're not an official sponsor. And KHANGO Supps is, all right? We're going to stay with McConaughey. So what we're going to do here, I need everyone to go buy this product for themselves. If you want to feel better about yourself, if you want to just feel good, if you want to feel like you're getting your shit and diet together, and you're lost in this world, you got to get lost in this powder. And this powder will take you to magical places. Unlike the other powders that take you magical places, this one is beneficial and good for you. And with that being said, let's take it right on over here.
Hey, yo, Pipsqueak. Cash needs a nap. You guys need to wake up. Wake up to the best supps in the world. Kano, Cash, load the spaceship. With the rocket fuel!
And if you're not down with that, Kano, stand by your daddy.
Come on. Come
Have the leap of faith. Hurry up.
Come on.
He's scared of the skelly.
Go. You gonna stay with Bhadshah?
No.
Okay, go see Dad.
And if you're not down with that, Kano, Taj, Bhadshah, Cash, Jen, my family, Priscilla, Halima, all you guys, Congo, we got 2 words for ya.
Ready? Kano.
Suck it! Now hit that like button, subscribe, share, Daily Dose, KHANGO Supps vs. the world. Blow this up. Let's ride.
Turn my headphones up. Louder.